The Amazon rainforest is being destroyed at an incredible rate. You may be asking, why is it being destroyed? Well, one of the reasons is paper. The world runs off of paper. No other industry uses it more than the medical field. So this is the topic that I've chosen, electronic medical records. Unlike past generations, Gen Z generation, they will be born with electronic medical records that will follow them throughout their life until the day they die. Now, I know a little bit about this due to the fact that I helped push the technology with Vanderbilt University Medical Center. I'm an application specialty analyst, and what I do is make sure that the documentation that providers create are actually stored correctly and are available for them at any time. So what I'm going to go over is what in the past, how they were recorded, currently how they're recorded, and what it looks like in the future. So let's go ahead and start with what's going on. How medical records were kept in the past, well, that wasn't as easy. According to Synopsis Medical, architects have recovered medical records that are up to 5,000 years old, being from the Grecians, yeah, that's right, Grecians, Romans, and the Egyptians. Now, the Egyptians, they had scholars. These were the first transcriptionists. They actually recorded them on papyrus, they recorded them on clay, and they actually recorded some on stone. Now, these scribes were actually chronicling the life of pharaohs and other high officials. So when these guys died, they were buried with them. Not sure what they're going to do with these records in the afterlife, but they had them. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you a clay tablet here at first. So let's come up to a little bit more current time. According to the University of Scranton, in 1960 was the first data processing. Well, no other industry had more data than the healthcare. So they actually used all these clinical records to help drive these data processing units. And in 1972, it was the first EMRs were actually created. Click. Now, Health IT Gov explains the difference between an EMR and an EHR. Now, to me, they're synonymous with one another. EMRs are generally electronic medical records. What this is you break your leg, you go see a doctor. They have a record of that instance. And as each time you have an accident or you go see something for high blood pressure, heart attack, whatever, they record this. An EHR, that covers your entire healthcare. Say you just go in for a physical, it goes into your record. You go in for a bloody nose, a hangnail, it goes into your record. Now, currently, I'm going to put these down. Currently, there are two major EMRs that are in use, Epic and Cerner. Vanderbilt University Medical Center uses Epic. St. Thomas Medical Center uses Cerner. They're basically the same. Now you're wondering, well, who's keeping these? Well, the health IT groups of each of these hospitals are keeping these records. They keep them on site and off site. They're also keeping them on the cloud. And that kind of brings me to the future of medical records. Actually, they're referred to as UMR. In March 2008, Dr. Sininsky authored an article calling for the creation of a UEMR. Now, the difficulty in this is taking all those records that have been created for the last 100 years, putting them into this database. So no matter where you attend, no matter where you go, no matter who you see, these are going to be available to you. It does a couple of things. First off, it's going to help whoever's seeing you, say you get a cut, an injury. They're going to know, hey, you have an allergy to peanuts. Hey, you're allergic to penicillin. You might not want to give this person amoxicillin because of the reaction they're going to have. Well, that's all good. And then we have this. It's a microchip. Now, there may come a day when a child is born, the first thing they do is hit them up with a microchip. hopefully not this big, because that's either rather big, but the storage capability of this will actually store everything, including MRIs, CT scans, and X-ray. So no matter where you go, they'll be able to scan it, and there you have it. So what I've done is shown you the past, the present, and the future. All of these together will be improving your medical care, and not only your medical care, but the people who come along behind you's medical care. Statistics, cancer research, all will be using these records to help improve healthcare for the next generation. Now, you might say, well, that's a pretty river. That's also the Amazon rainforest. Due to conservation, due to us not needing as much paper, our next generations are going to have this available to them. Well, I appreciate the time, and I hope you have a fantastic day.